in the dark, but it doesn't really matter. Like everything, just talking, chatting. Just want to talk about, things get tough sometimes. People feel overwhelmed, like they're not getting anywhere. Uh, I just want to tell you, never give up. It's very important. Uh, there is light at the end of the tunnel. A lot of times it doesn't seem like it. Different setbacks we have in life. Uh, it can be financial, it can be emotional, it can be, people go through divorce, and breakups, and problems with your kids, and as you get older, these things, or your kids have, an issue, and they say your best day is as good as your kid's worst day. That would be, meaning, obviously, your day's never going to be much better than your kids. If your kids feel bad, you feel bad, and I'm very thankful I don't have any problems like that right now. I've got great kids, and everybody's doing well. But it's not always that way for everyone, and you run into situations, you feel like you're not getting anywhere, and then something else hits you and knocks you even further down. The country's pretty screwed up right now. But it's not totally screwed up. I mean, the country's always had problems in general, and it's like some people feel like they're stuck in the hood, or among a group of people or a community that they don't want to be a part of. That it could be people that have drugs, or it could just be people that are going nowhere. There's one of the people that my subscribers for a long time. He refers to his city as Loserville. He's actually pretty entertaining, and I appreciate his input when he sends things. Emails, he has some great insights sometimes. Uh, listen, at some time or another, we're all kind of in Loserville. At some point, or you feel like you are. You might be underappreciated at work, or you feel that way, or you just don't know. The main thing is, if you can find a passion and a path that you want to, continue towards. And look, for me, real estate's been the best thing in the world. And I started young. There were a lot of rough times along the way. I bought my first property at 19, and was self-employed, started a business. Two things that are very tough to do when you're young, and you have no credit, you have no really any major skill set. You're kind of just developing it along the way. You know, uh, I remember my first piece of property. I'm like, what? What's property taxes? you know, because I didn't realize. Oh, there's a big bill at the end of the year. Oh, what? Insurance? Insurance? I never had insurance before. Oh no, you got to insure the property for the beneficiaries, or lien holders. And they are your beneficiaries. So all that stuff in the beginning, their new experiences, and uh, their reality checks. Yeah, there's taxes. There's things break, things you got to fix. People move out. People don't pay rent. Um, you know, you run into these things, but the deal is, from each experience, they say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, it's the truth. But you got to learn from it, of course. Not everybody does learn from their mistakes too well, or some people give up. Uh, but I'm telling you, just don't ever give up. There's people that, make horrendous mistakes, and get set back. I'm sometimes, I'm kind of harsh on my criticisms of, like, Grant Cardone and Chris Crone. I think those guys are kind of like anteaters. An anteater, every time they shove their tongue down into the homestead of termites, and our aunts or whatever, they pull out about 140 lives and chew them up. And, that's for people that feed on other people's ignorance. And, there's you can be taken advantage of. And it's something I'll never do. I never want to take anybody's seed capital. And that's why, I've got my mentorship, and I won't even let people in the mentorship if all they can do is really afford the course. I don't want it just somebody that can just afford the course. And I know other places, they sick their sales force on people that want to know about real estate and that sort of thing. And these guys come in and they're ruthless. They're encouraging you. Go borrow the money from your mom. Go borrow the money from your father. Go take a second on your home. Whatever. I look. Uh, Number one, you can get a lot out of like just this channel, just this book, my book, Wake Up and Smell the Real Estate. And I'm not. This isn't all about me trying to make $7 on a book. It's not. I don't care if you buy it or not. If you don't have a passion for real estate, don't buy it because it would be a waste of your money. But I'm telling you, just as as just a fellow human being, I don't know a better way to become wealthy than real estate. I just don't. There's nothing else out there. And the easiest way I try to put it and tell people is just think of anything that you can borrow. And some of you can't borrow because you don't have good credit. I get it, but in general, there's nothing really in this country that you can borrow and get a loan to value of 80% loan to value. And have more than 10 years to pay for it, right? Real estate in general, most average loan for a mortgage is say 20 years. You're going to get a 20-year car loan. You're not going to get a 20-year equipment loan. Very rare, because everything else wears out. Everything goes to pot, and everything becomes obsolete. Well, not real estate. Real estate is this rare commodity, this rare, uh, you know, uh, this rare, this rare property that it never wears out. It never goes away. It's part of the earth. It was here. It's traded hands so many times before any of us were even born. It's been in somebody else's hands. So you have a never-ending. You have a product that lasts forever. Bottom line, it lasts longer than you will. It doesn't. I mean, it can go down in value. Over a period of time, things go up and down. But in general, real estate, with rare exceptions, does it ever become worth less in the future? It always becomes worth more. And I'm reminded of them when I say rare. I'll tell you how rare. It's like a volcano, right? Chances are like a volcano. Yeah, my folks actually owned a little piece of property in Hawaii. Uh, you know, they probably got ripped off, to be quite honest. But the property they bought uh, basically was under a lava flow, or eventually became under a lava flow. And if you've never seen if you want to watch a piece of property become worthless, go watch lava. You will see lava running out of a volcano and just slowly eating an entire city. And next thing you know, everything that was there is gone, except for maybe you see a couple of stop signs, because everything else is burned up completely around it and burned completely down. Uh, but again, I just want to tell you, there's a lot of times that overwhelming feeling, or that like you're not getting anywhere. Just reassess your situation. You know, cut your overhead. I think always in terms of money and finances. I came from being very, very modest means. I lived in a trailer park with my father. Divorced parents. And just not good clothes, and so I had all the incentives to want to make money that a lot of people don't have. Listen, if you're not hurting or if you don't go without, a lot of times you may lose a little bit of your incentive. I kind of, even for my own kids, my kids have never had to go without. They really haven't. And I still, they're not spoiled. They're good boys and girls, or men and women now. Uh, and that's about raising them. That's not about things. It's a lack of attention, or maybe too much attention, or people go wrong how they raised various ways. And some of the guys that I roll with in my jujitsu, I've got the highest regard for. They've actually come from quite wealthy families, and they're total gentlemen, and they were probably, they went to the best schools, but they're total gentlemen. That has to do with the way you're raised, you know. Uh, Anyways, hey, I just wanted to share those thoughts. I'm about to go have some coffee now with my girlfriend, and but I just want to tell you guys, somebody wrote something here. Let me take a quick look. Hey, good morning, Richard, Jermon. Yep, uh, guys. Anyways, there's nothing like real estate. You're going to have downturns. You're going to have dry spells. Right now, this is a good time to kind of have a dry spell. Believe me, there's plenty of people that bought a property a few months ago, 6 months ago, uh, high hopes, and paid too much or paid full price, and now they're upside down. And you'll survive that too. You may want to, look at my chapter on leapfrogging, and consider, just consider your situation. That may be the chapter that applies to what you need to do. But yeah, selling real estate screwed my life. Oh, I hate to hear that. Look, some people have regrets. Some people do. Some people do part with an asset they shouldn't have sold. I talk about it in my book. There's nothing like squandered wealth, and that's what inheritance oftentimes is squandered. And some of my best stories for myself, and probably worst stories for others, are people that squander their wealth. That you don't earn it, you don't appreciate it, and you hand it away. That happens. Um, but again, no matter who you are, no matter what it is, you live a long time. You can make up for it. You do a couple things right, it can make up for a whole lot of mistakes. So I got to go. But hey, hope everybody has a great day. And, wake up and smell the real estate. That's my book. I urge you to get it. And go to flipanythingusa.com. Check out the testimonials. See people just like you and me that have made hundreds of thousands, even millions. I'll be interviewing Rich here. Rich just closed on a nice industrial property. Very proud of Rich. He's done an amazing job. He's already made a millionaire in real estate in a relatively short time, and made almost $1 million between two pieces of land, and now he's got $2.3 million in industrial and commercial buildings that are bringing him in about, I think, about 150,000 a year. That's the kind of thing that can happen, and there's even more successful stories than that. Even me back in the '80s, I had one deal. I paid 140, sold it for 520. I had a net of at least 300 and some odd $1,000. A lot of money in the '80s. These are the kinds of things that can happen. But anyways, have a great day, and we'll see y'all later. Please